Not real sure what happened, but we're back. If you began our workout with us before, we're gonna continue right where we left off. We just finished rolling back up with that wide stance, setting our shoulders back and down. Go ahead and step your feet back onto the mat. We're gonna take our hands and we're gonna place them together in front of our heart, and I just want you to sit back and stand. So we're gonna call this dynamic intense pose. Let me adjust this a little bit so you can see what's happening with the legs. Feet are hip width apart. We're just sitting back like we're gonna sit into a chair. I'll show you from the side. Down and up, down and up. We're warming up the hips and the knees and the ankles. Good, now pause here. Take a big breath in, reach up. Exhale and fold forward, soft knees if you need it. Place your hands on the floor. We're gonna step one foot back into a lunge and then the other foot back, and your hips go high into downward dog. Now put your knees down on the mat in front of you. Flatten out the tops of your feet. Slide your hips to your heels so that you're in a child's pose. Good, and then walk your hands back toward your knees. Nice and easy, roll yourself up. We're gonna reach the arms out wide. I just want you to make a fist and just roll your wrists forward and backward a couple times in each direction. Good, now take your hands, place them back out on the floor in front of you, about shoulder width apart. Tuck your toes under, lift up your hips, press your heels back toward the mat. You're back in downward dog. Now from here, I just want you to pedal through your feet. So you're just gonna lift one heel high, lift the other. Good, stretch for your glutes and your hamstrings. Now press both feet down again equally. Walk your hands back to your feet. Nice and easy, roll yourself up to the top, one vertebrae at a time, taking the shoulders back and down, and then come on and meet us back at the top of your mat. Hey Elizabeth, glad to see you. Take a big breath in, reach up. Exhale and fold over. Drop your hips, circle the arms, take a big breath in, reach up, and then exhale, bring your hands back down to your heart. Good, go ahead and take those feet wide again. We're gonna fold in half. And I want you to turn all of your feet to the side, all of them, both of them. Bring your back knee down to the mat, and then I want you to flatten the top of your foot and just lift your heart up. If you want to come up a little higher, you can put your hands up on your thigh. Bring your hands back to the floor, tuck your toes on your back foot, lift your hips up, walk it around to the other side. Again, bring the back knee down. Lifting up through the heart. If you want to come up a little higher, make sure you're pushing forward so you feel this hip flexor get a really nice stretch. Hands on the floor, tuck your toes on the back foot, lift the knee, walk yourself around, roll yourself back up, and then bring your feet back onto your mat. We're going to move a little bit quicker. We're going to go side to side with a lateral lunge. So we're going to step off the mat, press to heart, go the other way. So we're just gonna go side to side with a little lateral lunge. You might start small, totally fine. Good, give me one more and we're gonna add on to this. We're gonna take this hand and we're just gonna sweep it across to the other side. So we're adding a little bit of a spiraling rotation, warming up the muscles all around the spine. Good, you've got two more. One more. And then a little pause, big breath in and out. One arm comes up and over, side body stretch. Same thing on the other side. Each time you do these repetitive stretches, I want you to see if you can take it just a little bit further, go a little bit deeper. As you start to get warmer, you should be able to increase your mobility and your flexibility. Go ahead and get a quick sip of water. Or do whatever else you need to do. And I also want you to go ahead and turn your mats sideways. We're gonna stand with a wide stance and we're gonna have, so I want you to have the full length of your mat for this next part. All right, so go ahead on your mat. I want your feet to be super wide. And even as we're doing this, you might find you need to readjust your feet a little bit, totally fine. From here, all of our toes are gonna turn this way. So this foot's completely facing to the side. Your back foot's gonna be on a little angle, okay? And I find I even need to take mine back a little further than I initially thought. We're gonna soften this front hip to get down low in the legs. So this back leg is completely straight. Your heel and your pinky toe stay glued to the floor. Sometimes I see this with the heel up, all the way down. Front knee over the ankle. Your hips are kind of to the corner, but I want you to make sure that your torso is rotated to me. So sometimes it's helpful to even actually physically take your hands, place them on the sides of your ribs, and make yourself turn forward, because otherwise you end up kind of crooked like this. And I want you to be here. Now take the arms, spread them out wide at shoulder height, pushing, reaching energy through the fingertips of both hands. Then turn your head and look over your front fingers. This is warrior two. We're gonna hold here. I'm gonna pause for a second to show you that this back thigh, I want it to spiral in. This front thigh spiraling back and open. Get everything set, and we're not just standing here, we're squeezing. We're pushing energy into our feet. Now from here, we're gonna take a little lean, reaching forward, flip that front palm, and then lean back, bending the arm up and over your face, reaching this back arm down toward your back heel. This is Sun Warrior. Now we're gonna come all the way back over. I want you to bring this forearm down to your thigh. Top bicep goes right next to your ear. Again, don't let your chest roll and point down to the floor. Rotate, open up, good. And I also don't want you to be heavy on this arm. I want your core to do most of the work holding you up. So this form is just lightly resting on your thigh. Straight arm, bicep right next to your ear. This is extended angle. We're gonna go from here all the way back to Sun Warrior. So lean back again, and then come back to Warrior Two where we started. And then release, come to a wide leg stand. How about a little break? Fold forward with your feet wide. And then nice and easy, roll yourself up. This leg was getting all the work, right? So you might feel a little something, a little fire happening in the glute, the hamstring, the quad, any part of this leg. Let's switch it over to the other side. So shift your feet around. This foot completely pointing to the side wall. Back foot's on a little angle, right? Again, keep this heel glued to the floor. We're gonna soften through this front hip to get down low. Again, lots of little tweaks you have to make to get it just right. And in order to be effective, I want it to be just right. Arms reach out wide, looking over your front fingers. Back thigh spiraling in. Front thigh spiraling back. Core is tight, torso facing forward, head's looking over your front fingers. Hold, hold, hold. All right, take that reach, leaning forward, creating more length. Flip that front palm, lean back, looking up, reaching down toward that back heel. Sun Warrior. Good, now this top arm comes down lightly to rest on your thigh. Bicep next to your ear, straight arm. Torso rotated forward. Use your core to hold you up. Don't lean heavy on this leg. Very light pressure on that forearm. Good, one more time. We're going back to Sun Warrior. Lean back, look up. That leg should be heating up. Come back to Warrior Two, where we started. And then release, come on up. Take another forward fold. That's a little break for your legs. Now, bring your heels in. Keep your hands on the floor for now. Heels are in, toes are turned out. We're gonna come up, but only halfway. We're gonna stay right here. We call this a warrior squat. Palms are pressed together. Chest is lifted. Try not to let this happen where you're folding in half, okay? Notice feet are super wide, heels are in, knees are pointing out. Hold here. Also check the arms, not here. No droopy elbows, a real big push. Force your elbows out to the side walls. Let's do a little pulse. We're gonna go down and up. It's only about an inch or two up. It's little. Down and lift. Down, lift. Squeeze, glutes, quads, hamstrings, core. We're holding everything tight and hold at the bottom. Hold, hold, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Come on up, drag your legs in, do whatever you gotta do, give them a little shake. You should feel a little heat, right? All throughout the lower body. Exactly what we're looking for. All right, moving on, we're gonna focus on balance for a little bit. So find your mountain pose. Again, that's gonna be feet right under your hips. Take your hands, circle them around to your heart. Always a big push. Never here, always here, right? It's gonna be super important on this particular segment of class because this will really help you with your balance. The push and the squeeze here in the core is gonna help you when you start to feel a little wobbly and shaky. Right now, all I want you to do is lift your heels up off the floor. It's okay if you wobble. Lower back down. Let's do it again. Lift your heels off the floor. And lower. Good. One more time. Lift your heels. Squeeze through the core. And lower your heels. Good. Take a big breath in. Both arms up. Exhale and dive forward. Drop your head. Now I want you to drop your hips low and deep in the back like you're going to sit in a chair. Reach your arms up overhead. Continue to stand on this leg. Pick this leg up off the floor and wrap it around. We call this eagle pose. Now, hands come to heart when you're ready. You can see that my foot is wrapped behind my standing leg. If yours doesn't do that, it might be here. You might even need it to be here. If you're super wobbly, put that big toe down on the floor and use it to help with balance. Over time, your goal is to lift it off the floor and then maybe even wrap it behind. Good release. Reset. Reset your posture. Big breath in, reach up. We're gonna do that again on the other side. Exhale and fold over. When you're ready, drop your hips, reach your arms overhead. Change legs this time. Pick it up, wrap it around. When you're ready, hands come down to your heart. Big push. I want you to think about squeezing right here. Squeezing your inner thighs together, keeping your chest tall. Sometimes we tend to do this, right? Sometimes it's because we're wobbling. We fall forward a little bit. Stay up nice and tall. Hold, hold, hold. Good release. Give your legs a little shake if they need it. Feet under your hips again. Hands come back to heart. Remember lifting our heels. Let's do that again. Lift the heels and lower. Good. This time we're going to lift the heels. We're going to hold a little bit longer. And then we're going to take the palms, keep them together, but press them over your head. Can you look up? Woo, just a little bit. Release. Taking that eye gaze just slightly overhead changes the balance challenge, right? All right, take a big breath in. Exhale and fold. Drop your hips. Reach your arms overhead. Something different. Standing leg here. I want you to lift up. As you do, just bring this big toe to the inside of the knee. When you're ready, hands come to heart. Good. Now we're going to take this leg that's lifted and extend it out in front of us. Flex your foot and then set it down. Breathe in. Breathe out and fold. Good. Drop the hips. Reach up. Switching legs. Just stand tall. Pull the big toe up the inside of the knee. Hands come to heart when you're ready. Hold, hold, hold. Good. Flex the foot. Extend the leg. And then release. Do you feel the fire right here? As soon as you push that leg away and flex the foot, you should be feeling a nice little quad stretch. One more time. Big breath in. Exhale to heart. One more time. Rise up on the balls of your feet. Heels are lifted. Hold if you can. Then when you're ready, reach overhead. Heels are still lifted. Can you look to the ceiling or the sky if you're outside? Hold, hold, hold. And release. You made it. Awesome, guys. We're going to head down to the floor. I'm actually going to lower this down a little bit so that you'll have a little bit better view since I'll be seated on the mat. You go ahead and meet me there. We're going to have a seat. So all I need you to do for now is just sit with your ankles crossed comfortably. Take your shoulders, roll them up, back and down a few times. Good. Take this ear and just tilt it over toward your shoulder. Nice little stretch here for your neck. Same thing on the other side. Good. Now take this hand, reach it across to the opposite knee. I want you to make sure this arm is completely straight. Take this arm and come up and over for a big side body stretch. Release. And let's just switch sides. Reach across, straighten the elbow. Opposite arm comes up and over. Lateral lean. Good, release. Now, take the bottoms of your feet together. We call this butterfly, and I want you to push your feet away. So you've created a little diamond shape in between your legs. Take your hands and hold on to your feet. I like to lace my hands together and place them underneath my feet. From here, all I want you to do is soften your spine and fold in half. Let your head hang. You should feel your lower back releasing. You should also feel a nice hip opening stretch on the outside of the hips on both sides. Good, nice and easy. Roll yourself up. We're going to take this leg and extend it out to the side, pulling this foot in. That we call this half straddle. Use your hands to lift yourself up so you're sitting up tall. Take your arms and reach them out wide to the side. Now I want you to reach, extend over toward the long leg. Use this hand to grab a hold of your foot or your ankle, whatever you can hold. Take this opposite arm up and over. Good, and then we're just gonna flow over to the other side. So the arm that's on top is gonna come down to the floor. We're gonna use this hand to grab the foot, and I want you to pull the heel to the glute. You should feel a quad stretch there. Good, come on up, and we're just gonna switch over. So find half straddle on the other side. Tuck the foot in to the inner thigh. Use your hands to lift and adjust as you need. Arms are gonna reach wide. Again, we're gonna shift over to the long leg, grab a hold, take this arm up and over, and whatever you're holding over here, I've got my heel, use it to pull you down deeper to help increase that stretch. Beautiful, now come up and over. This top arm comes to the floor, forearm rest, grab your foot, bring your heel to your glute, so you feel that quad stretch. Good, release. Come back to your crisscross applesauce. And then from here, I just want you to fold over. Let your forearms rest on the floor. Let your head hang heavy. Allow your spine to be round. Allow your lower back to release. Good, and then to counter all this forward folding, I want you to come up, press both hands into the floor, reach back behind you, open through the collarbone, and look up with a nice long spine. Good, now take this hand, reach across to the opposite knee. I want you to look over your shoulder. This hand back here is being used as a prop to keep you up nice and tall with a long spine. Try not to lean back on it too much. Stay up really tall, looking over your shoulder. And then we're just gonna rotate that around and do the same thing on the other side. Use this hand here for leverage to create more rotation through the spine. This hand back here is your prop for your long spine. Perfect, come back around to the front. Now, we're gonna do a little bit more work on the hips. So I'm gonna kind of turn sideways here and show you this. What I want you to do is pick up one ankle, cross it over the opposite knee. Keep this foot flat on the floor for now. Press your hands back behind you and then actively press this knee away from you. You should feel this immediately right here. Push, push, push. No bouncing, no pulsing, just apply steady pressure. Good, now take the bottom leg, that foot that's on the floor, I want you to extend that leg long. Let your heel rest. You're gonna keep your ankle over your knee. Your foot should be on the outside edge of your knee. Flex that foot, sit up tall, and then again, actively press this knee down toward the floor, right here, in that hip, is what you should feel. If you don't, if you're like, Wendy, sorry, I got nothing, I don't really feel anything. Here's what I want you to do. You take the bottom leg, you tuck it under, you lay it flat on the floor. I'll show you from the front. I want your shins to be stacked. So you've got ankle over knee, knee over ankle. Okay, it's not crisscross applesauce. We call it a shin stack. If you don't feel this, gently push down on this top knee. And then you should really start to feel it in the hip over here on the other side. So lots of options, okay? I kind of walked you through like level 1, level 2. This would be level 3. Let's try it on the other side. We're all gonna start level 1. So put this top foot down on the floor, ankle over knee. Again, lift up, press your hands into the floor, actively press this knee right here away from your body. You should definitely feel something here. Just hold. Don't forget to breathe. All right, let's move on to level 2. Extend this bottom leg long. Put your heel on the floor. You might notice that you're sitting up a little bit taller, pressing the knee down to the floor. If you need an extra little push, you can use a hand. Just be gentle. I don't want you to hurt anything. For some of you, this is plenty. This is enough right here. I want you to feel a deep stretch. Remember, no pain, no strain. If it hurts, soften it slightly. You can always come back to this if you felt it better here. This is your workout, so I want you to find what's best for you. If you're here and you're just saying that's just not enough, I just don't feel it, remember level 3, bottom leg comes in, stacking the shins. A lot of people are not able. They end up kind of like this. If you're here, go back to level 2 or level 1, okay? Level 3 is only if you're able to stack your shins. Knee over ankle, ankle over knee. You want this foot to be flexed and you want it to be on the outside of your leg. Again, pressing down, sitting up tall, keeping that long spine. Almost there. Good, now you can release. Okay, I'm gonna turn sideways. We're gonna lay back on the mat. So what I want you to do is grab a hold of your knees, take them with you as you roll on back. And for now, just hug your knees into your chest. You should feel that release in your lower back. I'm gonna start working with my leg that's closest to you. So my back foot's going on the floor. My front leg is gonna go into the air. I can hold here or here, here. I can hold my big toe. Any option is good. I do want you to try to flex that foot. That's gonna increase the stretch that you feel in the calf all the way to the hamstring and the glute. So whichever one you like. My knee's slightly bent, totally fine. If you wanna work on a straight leg, you can do that as well. But there's definitely no harm in a slightly bent knee. You should still feel plenty of stretch. Good, bend that foot, bend that knee, put that foot on the floor, take the opposite leg in the air. Again, flexing the foot, finding the position and the grip that's best for you. Your spine should be pressed down into the floor. Continue to breathe. Good, bring this foot back to the floor. The other leg's gonna come back into the air, but this time you're gonna cross it over. So you're sitting with your legs crossed, like you're sitting up in a chair. I want you to open your arms wide. Let your knees fall to the side, so mine are falling to the back, and then I'm gonna turn my head and look to the right, or to the opposite direction. Good, roll onto your back. As you do that, recross the legs on the other side. Now they're gonna fall toward you, and I'm gonna turn my eye gaze, looking away from my knees. Whichever way you are, knees go one way, eyes go the other. Good, roll back onto your back. One more time, just hug both knees into your chest. You can gently rock back and forth a little bit, massaging your spine. If you kind of shift, you can get your lower back a little bit more. Now, cross your ankles, hands come on your knees, just rock yourself up to seated. And then from here, I just want you to swing your legs back around behind you. Come up on your knees. We're gonna get into a tabletop position. So hands and knees, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Let me scoot back a little bit. From here, I want you to drop your belly, let your backside lift your head and look up. This is cow pose. And then the opposite is we're gonna round the back, drop the head, pull the belly button to the spine for a cat stretch. Good, one more time. Drop the belly, lift your head and tail for cow. And then reverse it, round your back for a cat stretch. Good, go ahead and cross your ankles back behind you, rock back. Have a seat with your ankles crossed. Let's take another side body stretch, coming up and over. Big lateral lean, and then just flow right to the other side. Good, one more time in each direction, coming up and over. And switch. Excuse me. And then we'll finish off by taking a big breath in, reach up, look up. And then exhale as your hands come back to your heart. Guys, that is your yoga workout for today. Thanks for joining in. Hope you had a good workout. If you weren't able to do the whole thing from the beginning, they will stay on our Facebook page. You can go back and find the workout at whatever time is best for you. Just keep moving. Have a great day. Drink lots of water. Come see us at Anatomies in Hattiesburg. Take a class with us when you get a chance. Hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.